Hello viewers, Barrister Ukonu, and I welcome you back to my channel. And for all my returning subscribers, I say a very big thank you. And for those who are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and to hit that bell button that you might be notified of every of my new videos. And today's Green Book series will be looking at a topic titled The Power of Your Enemies. Your enemies are as good as your friends. It takes both the enemy and a friend to make a great man. You having an enemies shows that you have something of worthwhile or something worthwhile to achieve in life, and it shows that you're someone that is going somewhere. Because enemies don't waste their effort on non-entities. They don't waste their effort on somebody who doesn't have anything or a potential or something to achieve in life. That's why you realize that immediately that your status or a change of status is announced about you, or the enemy realize that there's something of value in you, they fight you with everything they got in other words to bring you down. But in the long run, you need to understand that these enemies, they are the ones that often propel and pushes you to the heights that you ought to get in life. But they sometimes think that they are distorting you from getting to your future or to your promised land. But in the end of it all, they fail to realize that sometimes their actions propels you into victory and opens doors of opportunities and favor to you. The enemy is not someone that have your interest at heart, or want to see you do good. But you need to understand that all they want to see is the negative things about you. All they want to see is for you to be relegated to the background. But in the end of it all, they end up lifting you and taking you to a height better than where you were. Now, you need to understand that in the world of history, there are great men who their names wouldn't have been heard of if they hadn't had those enemies who pushed them, or for oppositions or detractors who pushed them into becoming what they are. Now, if we're mentioning in the world of history, we'll mention the name of Martin Luther King Jr. and we'll also mention the name of Nelson Mandela. If not for oppositions and detractors, where would they have been in the world of history? And if we also look at the case of Joseph in the Bible critically, we also understand that Joseph, he took both his household enemies and enemies from the outside to make him who he is, and to make him the prime minister of Egypt. If those enemies hadn't propelled him or pushed him forward, there is no way that probably Joseph would have been left just the favorite son of his father. So sometimes it takes both your problems, your challenges, your enemies to push you to the height that you ought to get to in life. And if not for people like Goliath and Haman, where would David and Mordecai have been in the Bible? These were the people who played a role, a negative role, but it announced them positively. Therefore, we need to understand that in your presence, the enemy, they feel defeated, they feel oppressed. When the enemy come before your presence, they don't have any strength. You just need to understand that in the presence of your enemy, you need to look strong. You don't need to look distressed. You don't need to look distorted or lack focus, because you need to defeat the enemy at every point in time, and in order for you not to lose the focus of where you are going to, because the enemy you conquer today helps you forwards to find a more significance and a cure certain obscurity about your future. Therefore, we need to note that for you to climb a camel or to ride on a camel, the camel needs to stoop for you to ride on it. And the same thing with your enemy. For your enemy to ride on you, you need to stoop down. You need to allow, until when you allow your enemy conquer you, that is the only time they can ride on you. Until when you stoop to your enemy, that is when they will have a chance to ride on you. But when you stand strong, when you face them, even in the face of the oppression, the opposition, the problems that they have set before you, and you find yourself coming out with the victorious, therefore never allow the enemy to conquer you. Therefore, the thing that we need to understand, the first thing we must conquer, the first enemy to conquer is what? Is yourself. Because Cicero said something, that the first enemy of man is man's self. Therefore, your first enemy is yourself. You need to first of all conquer yourself. Deal with that enemy. That's why they say that when there's no enemy inside, the enemy outside will do you no harm. If there is no enemy within you, then the enemy outside outside is just a walkover for you, then that's the number one enemy you have to conquer. Then the second enemy you have to conquer is the enemy of what? Fear. Fear is simply said to be the false evidence that appears to be what? To be real. You need to conquer that fear within you, and that's the second enemy you need to conquer. The third enemy to conquer is ignorance. Ignorance, according to the law, is said not to be but an excuse. Therefore, you need to understand that it is knowledge that lifts you above your equals and sets you up high there, and that position where you want to be in life. Therefore, you need to conquer the enemy of ignorance. Then the fourth enemy for you to conquer is the enemy of what? That's poverty. Now, that is why they said that poverty is like a marathon race. Now, you need to conquer poverty. It doesn't matter whether you're coming from a background of lineage of people who have been poor all through their lives. You can make a difference. Great men in life who made differences in their lives are what? Are men who were nobody, but they found out the potential in them and they made something out of it. Therefore, you need to realize that for you to stand tall, you need both enemies and friends in order for you to be that great man that you ought to be or you want to be in life. It's only left for you to use it appropriately the way you ought to, and to use it to your own advantage. Activate your brain box today. Thank you.